support to the mortgage market. That's the major question at the center of housing finance reforms, and I strongly affirm it. Currently, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac backstop nearly 90% of the U.S. mortgages, and they provide support to all of the United States citizens. Mark Warner and Bob Corker came up with a Senate bill. They are both the senators of Tennessee and Washington. They state that we need a federal role in the market. They also came up with a new agency called the Federal Mortgage Insurance Corporation. This provides a guarantee of 30 years' worth of loans to all of the United States citizens. Obama also says some need a federal role in the market, but he says something a little different. Obama states in his speech that we need little federal role and private lending should be the backbone. I strongly refute this. If private lending is the backbone, what happens if they run out of money? Run out of money to give loans to the United States citizens that need to buy a house, that need to start a business. What happens to all these poor people? A federal government should be the backbone. That way, they can take money out of the United States government, if they need that. Without any federal government support, there are fewer housing choices. You get less housing choices because people put their faith in the government. Government backstop is also needed for safer loans. Private lending companies are run by private heads or wealthy businessmen. This creates a disadvantage for colored or immigrant people. It also prevents bank panics for people who find out they cannot take out money from their account anymore. Just like Senator Singh said, this helps all the people, upper class, lower class, and middle class. They get what they need from the federal government. I also refute Senator Benjamin. He said that $200 billion were put into Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But what happens if these private lending corporations also need the same amount of money or more if they go under? Who says they will need money from the federal government or the United States government? This will put us into more debt. Why do we want more debt? In the end, I strongly say that we should allow the federal government in the market. I am now open for questions.
Oh, wow. Why so waiting for Malaika? Okay, let's give them more chance. Senator Davila.
Why should we let the federal government run the mortgage market and expect different results from the 2008 housing crisis?
Okay, hang on. That's okay, but try to not read your questions. I know you brought written questions from home, but just try to throw them away. I know, but why do you read it? Okay, yes. You forgot the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Read it again.
Federal government run the mortgage market and expect different results from the 2008 housing crisis.
The 2008 housing crisis was almost 7 years ago. The results could be totally different this time. And let's say that if the federal government does find out the same results, then that means that we have a certain problem, not in the federal government, but in our housing crisis, and what people need to buy and how they take their loans out.
Okay, Senator Chilapuri.
So your answer to the future debt problem that we might have from private sectors is that we should plunge further into debt right now?
That's not what I said. I said that what Senator Benjamin said was that $200 billion was put into Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But who says that we won't need that for the private sectors as well? I didn't say that we'd be going into more debt now. That's not what I said.
If the government's role is eliminated and the private sector's demand for housing increases, then why would there be a debt?
Meaning?
If there's more demand for housing, then why would there need to be a debt? Because they wouldn't go under.
If there's more demand for housing, more people will want loans, which means that the private sectors will have to give out more money. And private sectors don't keep money forever. It's not like they keep getting money. They'll turn out poor one day and wealthy the other. So if they need the money, then they're gonna run out of money someday. They're not gonna, if the market keeps growing, they are gonna run out of money if they have to keep giving loans to people.
Okay,
It's short
thank you.
question. It's a
No,
short,
no, no.
please.
We have 3 more speakers.
Ah.
I'll